Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Ibenine Academy. In this channel we learn and we solve mathematics with fun. We learn mathematics from the basic even to the advanced level. It does not matter what class you are, you have the opportunity to learn mathematics here with ease and with fun. So do well to like, to subscribe, and to hit the notification bell so that whenever we post any video, you'll be duly notified. So today, we'll be taking a look at law of indices. Law of indices. We have various laws of indices. Indices simply means index. And that is raised to power. You will see numbers that are written with raised to power. For example, you can have 2 raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 2 simply means 2 times 2, which is equals to 4. Now, instead of writing 2 times 2, we can write it in index form as 2 raised to power 2. Also, you can have x raised to power 3, x raised to power 3. That is x times x times x. So, instead of writing it like this, we write it as x raised to power 3 in index form. So, indices is the plural form of index. So, when we talk about the law of indices, they are basic mathematics principles that we use to deal with problems involving numbers with raised to power. They are basic mathematics principle or theory that we use to deal with problem that has to do with numbers raised to power. So the first law of indices we are going to be looking at is the multiplication law. The multiplication law of indices, it says when multiplying index number with the same base, their powers are added. When multiplying index numbers with the same base, their power are added. So hence we have a raised to power n times a raised to power m will give you a raised to power n plus m. Now, basically, if you want to solve this, where you have a raised to power n times a raised to power m. This is the base. The a here is the base, while the x and the m are the powers. So a is raised to power n, also a is raised to power m, multiplying each other. So the law of indices says when you have a problem like that, what you simply do is to take one of the a, then take the power and add them. Okay, so a raised to power n times a raised to power m will simply give you a raised to power n plus m. Now let's take a quick look at an example. Let's take a quick look at an example. Example, we say example. Let's say simplify. Simplify. And here we have number 1, x raised to power 2 times x raised to power 3. Now, this is times, so it's the multiplication. So this we are going to have, going by the law, when multiplying index number with the same base. So you see that we have x as the base and the powers are 2 and 3. So the law says we should take one of the x, that is, we have x, then we add the power 2 plus 3. That is simply what? X raised to power 5. Okay, so that is just it. Now, let's assume that we want to solve this one normally without the law of indices. X raised to power 2 times x raised to power 3 without using the law of indices. Basically, it's going to give us, when we break it, x raised to power 2 is x x raised to power 2 is x times x, then times x raised to power 3. X raised to power 3 is x times x and times x. Okay, so when you multiply and count everything together, you see that we have 5x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplying each other. That simply gives us what? X raised to power 5. Now, you can see that the process of solving this is a bit long, especially sometimes when you have a complex or a more complex issue and problem. It's a bit long. So by simply applying the law of indices, make it easy and straightforward for you to solve. So that is the importance of the law of indices. It makes us to solve number involving index without much problem with in a simplified form. Now let's take another example. Example 2. Now here, let's say we have 2x raised to power 3 times 3x raised to power 4. Now in this we see that the x is having some attachment. X is the base. 2 and then 3 and 4, they are the power. But you see that they are having some attachment. What do you do to the attachments? Those coefficients. So x here is having a coefficient of 2. Then on the other side, they're having a coefficient of 3. So what you simply do is to multiply the coefficients. Multiply the coefficient, that is 2 times 3, which will give you 6. So then you are going to take the base and add the power. So that will give you 6x raised to power 3 plus 4. And that is equals what? 6x raised to power 7. Very simple. You can see, very simple. So that is where we stop for today. See you in the next class or in the next lesson, when I'll be dropping another video on another law of indices. So as I said, if you like this video, quickly hit the notification bell, subscribe and like the video so that whenever I post another video, you'll be duly notified. Thank you. See you in the next class.